Everything was going so good. We were getting teaser after teaser after teaser regarding the brand new Fortnite season, and there was a lot of hype actually being built up relating to everything going down. However, that all came crumbling a little bit earlier last night. For those who are unaware, after I made yesterday's YouTube video, we got around like 6 to 7 more teasers. It was crazy. It was like back-to-back teasers every other hour from multiple different Twitter accounts over, in the different regions. So you had the Fortnite Australia, New Zealand account, you had the Fortnite Germany account, all that type of stuff, all posting their own individual teaser, which all made a little bit of a rift and combined together. However, I would normally just show you guys the teaser images that have been combined together and everything else, and I can technically do that, but there isn't a real point in doing that right now, because this whole entire video is not even going to take place in Fortnite, but instead it's going to take place over on my official Twitter account. The reason why I say that is because the entire season's battle pass, including the map, has gotten leaked out to the public. I'll give you a little bit of a glimpse right there. Not too much of a glimpse, but I do want to mention some things first. Firstly, when it comes to talking about the whole entire battle pass, one thing I want to mention here is that these images, all the images we have here, including the map, is from the V27.10 update of the game, based on the version number in the leaked screenshots, meaning the map might be different on the launch of the new season. However, when the next update actually happens, we will see a similar map, and it eventually will become that map we see in the image I'm going to show you guys, so just keep that in mind. It could look like how it looks in the image I show you right when the season starts, or it could end up looking like that after the first update once we officially get the new season. For the second thing though, in the battle pass menu, you'll notice like a few interesting things here, right? You have all these tabs. You have the bonus rewards, the quest rewards, the collaboration, or I guess bonus cosmetic set. You have the battle pass rewards themselves. You have a lot of stuff here for you to actually look at and actually click on and earn. However, when it comes to the brand new Fortnite OG season, it's not even a season. I know, that sounds a little bit weird, but let me explain. You see how up here how it says Season 4? It's not going to say Season 5. It's not going to say Season 1. It's just going to say Fortnite OG. Instead of being the Battle Pass, it's going to be the OG Pass, and instead of having 100 rewards, since this is a month-long season, it's going to be cut in half and it will only have 50 rewards. So with all of that, main points to actually mention out of the way, let's go back to the lobby, let's go over to my actual Twitter account here, and let's start scrolling through some things that, came out last night out of nowhere. Alright, so, there's a lot of stuff to go through and everything, so we're going to start off in certain areas, where I actually summarized a lot of information, just to make it a little bit easier to understand. And since a lot of the text is actually lying closer to my face, I'll move myself over to the right side for this video. For the Battle Pass, it appears it's not really going to be a season. As I mentioned, it has the whole entire naming of OG Pass, and you can see that in this screenshot. You can see that it doesn't say Season 5 or anything like that. It just says Fortnite OG, and instead of being the Battle Pass, it's the OG Pass. Now, of course, the actual end date down here is a placeholder because when this image was taken, it still is grabbing some data from the official version of Fortnite that we play today, so it's still going to say that it's Chapter 4, Season 4, or whatever else, but there is a very interesting thing to mention as well with this image. Instead of having 100 rewards you're able to claim from the main OG Pass, it is only going to have 50 rewards, so it's going to be a half version of a Battle Pass. We don't know if it's going to be the full Battle Pass price still, or if it's going to be cheaper or anything like that, but it's going to be half, so you won't actually have as many rewards you can actually obtain. There won't be any collab or bonus skins a part of this. Of course, you have the bonus rewards tab, and we don't really know how many bonus rewards are in there, except for, one skin having a variant and there being no other images or anything applied to that whole entire set right there, so it could just be one additional set and that's it. But we do have the Spectra Knight. Now, the Spectra Knight is a whole entire system similar to, if you guys remember Snap or those cosmetics from the past, like the tuna fish or whatever else, where you're able to actually earn rewards and actually unlock different variants. It's similar to that. You complete quests to actually unlock armor customizations, with 5 different helmets as unlockables, 4 patterns as unlockables, and 5 banners as unlockables. And if we go ahead and go down here and actually look at some of the older screenshots, we can see what these unlockable variants kind of look like. As you see, there's a lot of different colors. You have your normal white, black, red, yellow, all that type of stuff, but then you get to the more aesthetically pleasing ones, such as a galaxy themed chroma aesthetic that you're actually able to earn and put on the skin, as well as, some different aesthetically pleasing little like galaxy vibes, as you can see by like the second image down there. The third one looks more of like the Auroric Legacy set that we've seen from the Legacy sets recently, but of course I have no clue about that one. But it is something that we have noticed when it came to all these images and when it came to everything coming out about it, and while we don't have the actual image of like the different helmets variants or anything like that, it is nice to know that we have all these different color options, and to see that we have a secondary and primary color option as well. So instead of just having one color and that being it, right, you have the main color, which is also on the helmet and everything else, and then as you can see here, the parts that aren't really colored by the galaxy effect, I assume are going to be the secondary color options, where you're able to kind of mix and match what you want in order to make it in your own way, and I think it could definitely be a pretty cool skin. But of course, you know, there's way more than just that, because we have a lot of images of the battle pass here, and as you can see right here, there's another image of the Spectra Knight, you know, with a completely like white and blue little theme going on there. It's kind of like over to the side or whatever else, but of course you can see over there on the side, 5 helmets unlocks, 4 pattern unlocks, 5 banner unlocks, which means that you're going to somehow earn banners and that type of stuff for this. Maybe you can display your banner on the actual skin itself, but that is something to keep in mind. Now in terms of the actual battle pass pages, we can see some of those images here, right? You can see stuff like we have the little longbow traversal emote, which I think is really cool. You know, it's a nice nod, and it's in the Ragnarok tier and everything, and I know the images are very grainy and all that type of stuff. We have some little higher quality images over here as well, you can see, or you have Renegade links with the actual revamped version of the high explosives loading screen, you know, as a drawn version with Renegade links as the actual character. We also see a Stormwing over there on the right side, you know, some banner icons, wraps, all those type of rewards. Over here we have the Dark Storm Renegade links, and we also see another loading screen, which is actually bringing back the concept art sheet versions of loading screens from before, where it's going to be the character and their whole entire set as the concept art as an entire loading screen for you to see in the game. And I just think it's super cool to see as they're going back to the old seasons and making remasters of new skins and everything, remixes, fusions, whatever else, they're also going ahead and remixing and remastering the old versions of the loading screens to make them brand new in a way. We also, as we go over to the next image, can see Harbinger Armor Omega Rock, which is going to be an interesting little combination of Omega and Ragnarok, but this is going to be towards the final bit of the actual unlocks for the whole entire season. As you can see, we're reaching that level 46 area, meaning that by time you're level 50 in the brand new season, you can unlock basically everything that isn't in that bonus rewards tab. Most likely what they will do with the bonus rewards tab is make it so as you grind your way up to level 100, you can get bonus level variants for all the cosmetics. I think that's most likely what they'll end up doing, is still having, like, you know, super level variants in the game, just making it so it's like, hey, you have your normal 50 tier pass or whatever, you know, halved off, but you can get to 100 tiers technically by doing all the bonus rewards and all that type of stuff. Or maybe they'll end up doing a nod to the OG Fortnite days, back when the pass only had a total of 80 tiers. But at least as of right now, all we know is that it's going to be in a situation where we have at least 50 rewards or 50 tiers you're able to actually earn, and of course we have a lot of interesting things. We also have a variant for the Little Serve, or the new like Pilly Little Whip remix skin right here, which is going to be a more like green themed version, which I'm excited for because I love the color green. And as you can see, we got a nice little loading screen and everything else going on with it. You get yourself like a contrail, you get a ton of little stuff here and there. But yeah, there is a ton of leaks regarding the whole entire new season, right? And it's just like seeing all these things come out of nowhere, especially when it's so close to the season releasing, is on one hand a little bit wild, but on the same hand it's like, okay, well now I'm definitely getting hyped to see some stuff actually releasing, right? You know, and it's like they even have stuff like this, which is flashback breakdown, which is, you remember this, right? And I'm not for sure what the emote actually does, but it's going to be interesting how we actually have flashback emotes, which are like, hey, do you remember this? Maybe it's a part of Fortnite's history that we'll learn more about as time goes on. Over here you can see another one of those loading screens for Spectra Knight. Of course you have to buy the battle pass in order to actually get the Spectra Knight skin, but this is the first page you'll actually unlock when you purchase the pass, right? You get yourself an emote and everything that you're able to unlock right away, but of course it is interesting to just see how everything's going down there. And while all this is going on, of course Fortnite is like, hey, here's a new teaser. We know that the image kind of got completely leaked out to the public for you, but we got a little teaser here and there. Now based on the leaked key art, we do know some things that are actually going to be returning or coming to the game. In terms of items, we have chug splashes, the pump shotgun, tactical shotgun, the light machine gun, and the original assault rifle, plus a little bit of a bonus thing here. This was not in the actual teaser images, but it was in the official key art leak, and I know it's a very grainy image, but it does appear like it could be either the guided missile or the quad launcher. Now based on the whole entire fact that in this very pixely image we see this bottom part of it, like a little bottom containment or whatever, I definitely think it's going to be the quad launcher and not the guided missile, but if we are going back, they could definitely bring the guided missile back to the game. In terms of other stuff, we also have vehicles being the ATKs returning, Ballers returning, hoverboards returning, the X-Force Stormwing returning, and my favorite beloved shopping carts returning. We have 2 traps that we know are returning, being spike traps and mounted turrets. However, we could see more returning or leaving, during the whole entire thing. And we are finally getting the return of supply drops. Currently, right now in Fortnite, I don't know if you guys even noticed, but supply drops are only enabled in Team Rumble, and it's something that I've missed a little bit, right? I wouldn't be able to see that and, go open up a supply drop during my normal matches, but we will finally be seeing supply drops returning and dropping down from the sky during the match. And I know, there's been a lot of stuff to talk about here, guided missiles, everything else, high explosive loading screens being remastered, all this type of stuff, but you want to know what that map looks like, right? You want to know what the map you're actually playing on is, and here it officially is. As you can see, we got Junk Junction, Haunted Hills, Pleasant Park, Snobby Shores, Greasy Grove, Frosty Flights, Flush Factory, Shifty Shafts, Tilted Towers, Loot Lake, Lazy Links, Risky Reels, Welding Woods, Tomato Temple, Lonely Lodge, Retail Row, Dusty Divot, Salty Springs, Fatal Fields, Lucky Landing, and Paradise Palms. And oh my god, am I happy that we are getting Haunted Hills back. That is my drop spot. If you see me in public matches, I'm definitely going to be dropping Haunted Hills, but it's so interesting to see this type of map existing. Now keep in mind, this is the V27.10 version, so maybe some parts of the map aren't going to be there at launch, or there is a chance that all these parts are going to be there and the map's just going to be completely static and it won't be changing through the updates, so we have to just kind of get used to this specific version right here. But it's going to be so cool to actually go back to it, and it's just going to be a very nostalgia-placed area where you're going to be able to go to places like Dusty Divot and see all the stuff happening there. And of course, we have some other stuff here, like you have the little ground umbrella pickaxe thing over here. I forget exactly what it was, but it would be cool to see if even in the loading screens or something, if they do some weekly type of system where it's like, hey, you get this loading screen and it's going to tell you get a secret battle star over in an area or something, right? Just a little nod back to those days. Don't know if they'll do it or not, but it would be a really cool thing to see. But yeah, this has just kind of came out of nowhere, so I would love to hear in the comments down below, what do you think about the OG pass? How do you think about it not really being a season, and instead it's just kind of like this middle point before seasons? It's like, hey, this isn't chapter 1, not chapter 2, not chapter 3, not chapter 4, this is OG Fortnite. That is it. There's no seasons, there's no chapters, there's none of that. We are going back to the bare bone basics before you go over to chapter 5, right? So right now, we're in this little bit of a vague area where we might not even have to call it a chapter, and instead it's just going to be Fortnite OG. Chapter none, season none. So with that said, I hope you champs and champions enjoyed today's YouTube video. There's been a massive amount of stuff to go on, right? And I mean, it's 1 in the morning at the time you're recording this. I was like, you know what? I'm going to schedule this for 9, 10 in the morning, and then I'm going to pass out, right? So I hope you guys are super excited for this. I'm definitely thinking about doing, I'm getting closer to doing a whole entire leaking live update stream or whatever else, because it is definitely going to be a hype time. So we'll see what happens. Let's see if I throw it back and end up doing that type of stuff as well. But until next time, catch champs and champions a little bit later. Peace out.